In Korea, the first members of Generation Z are entering adulthood as the first generation to have had digital technology at their fingertips their whole lives. For them, the boundary is even less clear between the digital and physical worlds, and as adults, that means they're changing the culture. Here's our Oh Soo-young with the first of a three-part series on Generation Z.
When a picture's worth 1,000 words, an emoji or a GIF is more than enough to get the message across. At least that's the case for Generation Z, young people in their teens and early 20s born after the mid-1990s.
Sometimes you could have a whole conversation just using emojis or GIFs. I don't really make phone calls anymore. I feel more comfortable messaging or video calling my friends.
Born in the age of internet and raised with social media, members of Generation Z are seen as digital natives who are more used to texting and sharing images than using elaborate sentences. This is especially true in Korea, where over 20 million people, nearly half the population, have purchased emojis for messaging.
A few years ago, teens made up 16% of purchases on KakaoTalk, but that has now doubled. We're working on more specific expressions and diverse, amusing scenarios that young people can identify with.
Sociologists say emojis are becoming emotional agents for Generation Z, conveying their feelings in the best way they know how. Communicating through video has also become second nature. Generation Z captures short and snappy clips on the spot to share with their friends, and a growing number prefer to spend time together screen to screen rather than face to face using video apps.
We enable natural video chatting for all situations. When you can't use audio, for instance, you can look at your friend while typing out caption-like text and also send video texts. Around 20,000 people use that app daily, usually for more than an hour in the evening.
Researchers say it's a generation shift that's happening globally.
They've had cameras with them their whole lives, basically, and they're also instantly connected. So they never wait to tell someone, something that's happened, that they tell them instantly. They often prefer visual over text because they have become experts at just scrolling and scanning text rather than reading things slowly and properly. For them, their virtual online world is just as real, it's just as significant, and it's where they hang out just as much as they do in the physical world.
As Generation Z begins entering the workforce, researchers expect their growing social presence to change communication as we know it, interacting and expressing themselves through their native language of pixels. Oh Soo-young, Arirang News.